What is up, guys? It's Dylan and I'm back with another video today. Something short, hopefully sweet. I'm going to be doing one of the most crucial mods for most S chassis, R chassis, pretty much most chassis, but at least S chassis and R chassis. I know that's a really big problem. So I can't wait to show you guys. Let's get into it. So we're in the garage. We're actually in the process of painting the Nissan 240 here. But the biggest, I guess, complaint a lot of people have when they lower their cars is the chassis harness. I'm not sure if you can see that up in there. Your chassis harness is really close to your wheel well, to your wheel. That's one of the first things that rubs through, and when that happens, your electronics are kind of cooked. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be tucking the wiring harness. Like I said, I kind of want to make this short, sweet, a little bit of a how-to. I know there's a couple videos, but they're so let's get into this. All right, so first step in this process to get the wiring harness tucked is to take your fender off. Luckily, like I said, we're already painting it, so I'm already going through the process of taking these off. So fender is relatively easy to take off. I recommend taking the bumper off first, but it's kind of, it doesn't really matter for me. I'm already going through the process. So all right, I apologize for the tight squeeze here. I am in my one-car garage, so makes it a little harder. But as you can see, the wiring harness goes right into the wheel well here. And I'm not saying I mean, look at this, maybe 1.5 inches away from the wheel. And yeah, you could technically get around that, but it's not worth the risk, especially if you plan on actually driving, going over speed bumps. These are 17 by 9s, just for your reference. So if you're gonna, I would honestly, I run 16s on the other 240, and it comes close as well. So just pay attention to it. It's worth going in there and redoing. So yeah, anyways, we're gonna start with this. All right, so your first order of business is to cut all these zip ties out from in there. There's about, I think 3 or 4, yeah, 4. Cut them all out so your harness is loose like this. And the goal is to use this lip here as your guide. So that being said, we are gonna need to trim this to fit the wiring harness through somewhere over here. But for now, we're gonna use this as our guide. Everybody that I see do this completely removes this plastic guard because 1, it's too thick, and 2, it makes it a little hard to maneuver around and make it solid. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and remove this plastic piece. It's just taped on, it's electrical tape under there. So we'll start there. All right, so now that this is stripped completely of the plastic stuff, I kind of left this side here just because it's in my way and I didn't really feel like cutting it off. But it is completely gone now. So you have your hood latch cable here. Get you a better view. Get your hood latch cable here and your actual wiring harness cable. And like I said, if you stretch this up, it fits really well along this edge. So what we're gonna have to do is hold it up as high as we possibly can, get it to run the wires a little bit, and then we're gonna find our spot that we're gonna trim. So once we have fully lined that up, I'll mark this out and then I'll get my Dremel and we'll start cutting. All right, so I skipped a little forward because don't make my mistake. Unless you have a really nice Dremel or a plug-in one, this is not gonna work very well. It cut through barely, so what I did was fold it up with some pliers and then bang the rest out with a hammer. That's as close as I can get it. I would highly recommend getting even closer, but this metal is very thick, especially on the S13. S14 has a full panel here, and it's pretty easy to bend, this thinner metal. The S13 has a lot more, so it's kind of hard. But anyways, it'll do the job. So what I did was take some of that plastic from the harness, and I pinpointed the exact spot that's going to rest on this metal here. And I bent all this back with a hammer as well, so there's no sharp edges. I'm running my finger across it right now. There's nothing that would cause an issue, especially with this much plastic and coverage on it. So I covered it up, I taped it some more. I actually might throw one more layer of tape on it just to be safe, and then we're gonna work on tucking this thing up. Looks like I can get a lot of it without any holes. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to drill one hole here, and the rest I think I can get without. So we'll get on that in just a sec. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this is quickly turned into kind of a jimmy rig, but it works. A lot of people use these zip ties. If you're planning on doing this yourself, run zip ties. There's a whole factory hole through here, factory hole through there. I'm doubling up because this is a big part of the harness. I don't want this to fail. So we're doing that. I even tripled for the hood cable. I'll explain in a second. There's not a factory hole here. I don't know if you can see that, but I drilled one with my bit. That was it. One zip tie through there, good to go. And lastly, I'm gonna run one here around. I'm not gonna get this hood latch cable in the way. We want this to be as loose as possible, because if you go too tight, basically it's going to be ridiculous to pull the handle, or it'll constantly hold the hood prop open, and you don't want that driving and your hood coming up. So we are going to leave it loose just like that. I'm going to finish tucking this up and we're going to be good to go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we pulled it out of the garage just so you can get a better look at it. As you can see, the lowest possible point is right here, and that isn't too bad at all, really. I mean, it'll hit here before it hits there, so I'm okay with that. As you can see, like I said, zip tied up top here and here. Make sure your hood latch is loose enough, and yeah, that's fully clearanced out. You shouldn't have to worry about anything. If anything, I know people will cut out this flange here. That's probably, unfortunately, what's going to happen here eventually if we want to go any lower. But for now, we're safe. You can drive. I'm not worried about hitting a dip or anything and this thing rubbing through. And the best part about all that is the driver's side is actually harder than the passenger side. There are wires and other things on the passenger side. They're just not as, I don't know, they're not as thick, they're not as hard to route. And fortunately for us, that one doesn't really even come close, so I might not even touch that one just yet, but it's just for peace of mind. So all US chassis owners, our chassis owners, hopefully this video helped. I know it's not too much, and I'm not really the cleanest method, but I know a lot of you are going out there drifting these cars anyways, so you don't really give a crap. So I hope this helped. Make sure you double up on your zip ties just in case. You never know. You don't want a 20-cent part turning into a $4,000 car. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys liked the video. Please comment, subscribe, tell me what you think about the car, tell me what you think about the new garage, and please hit that subscribe button. It would help me out a ton, and I really appreciate all the people reaching out, commenting, all that stuff. It keeps me motivated. So hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for the next one. Peace.